Hi everyone, it's Rachel and today I decided to make some more creations and film another remake tag for you. This will be my fourth remake tag video. If you haven't already seen 1, 2 or 3, I will leave them all linked down in the description box so you can watch them after you've finished watching this video. So basically, if you're not sure, the remake tag is where you take one of your old creations and then you remake it as you would now to kind of see how you've improved over time and also how your style's changed. So this is the first little guy here I have to show you, and this is a little narwhal creation. So I think I probably made this in about 2013, so my second year of doing polymer clay. So here's just a little close-up. As you can see, it's not actually too bad. I really do like the face on this one. I think though that I could probably improve like the little fins and the tail. And if you actually look really closely here on the bottom and the tail, you'll see some tiny little cracks, and that's actually from the glaze because I used to use triple thick, and even though it clearly says on the bottle only use 1 coat, I thought I would, you know, be really clever and use 2 to make it extra shiny. But that clearly doesn't work, it just makes it crack. But as you can see anyway, over time the glaze has definitely gone like really dull. And then this one here is my new narwhal charm. So as you can see, it's a little bit different. I did do the face differently because if I was to make one now without actually like seeing this one, I would do it like the face in this style with the brown clay and, you know, not put the little sort of like shiny bits in the eyes. So that's just how I would do it now. I'm not saying one's better than the other. That's just, I guess, how my style has changed. But you can clearly see that the design is a lot neater, and with like the fins and the tail, I've gone into like more detail and shaped it better. I've also added like a little belly underneath, and I do think too that the little horn on top is a lot like cleaner in shape. Of course too, on the new one I've also added a little eye pin so you can easily make it into a charm if you want to. And then of course the glaze is a lot shinier because I used UV resin. Next up we have this little macaron creation, and I would have made this when I first started clay, so probably within like the first few months or so of actually like making things. So this is just a little orange macaron, and yeah, this is what it looks like. On top I've done some like pink drizzle using clay, and then I've tried to make my own little sort of like cane slices. So I've got a little strawberry and what's meant to be a little orange. This charm is actually also like really small as well. I'm not quite sure why I was trying to make it so small. I think I was experimenting with the sizes that I could make my charms. So that's what that one looks like. And then the new updated version is this one. Again, it's a pastel orange macaron, and it has white filling inside, and then of course on top it's got pink drizzle, and I've also used a strawberry and an orange cane slice on top, but I did decide to put like a little cream swirl around it so they weren't just kind of like stuck into the macaron. And again with this one you can tell my detailing's got a lot better with like the texturing on the sides of the macaron, and then for the pink drizzle on top I decided to use a mixture of liquid clay and kind of drizzle that on instead of just doing a little snake of pink clay. And then on the new one too, I've sort of just glazed only the fruit slices to make them kind of look like little shiny glazed fruit pieces. The next thing I have to show you is this older creation, and this is a little sheep, which again I probably made within the first few months of crafting. So this is just what the little face looks like with the eyes, and then it's got kind of like grey fluffy wool all the way around. But the major thing with this one is like the amount of like dirt and dust and fingerprints in it. As you can see, it's all like stuck to the face, and then, you know, there's like little marks and fingerprints all the way around. And I do actually remember this grey clay was really soft, so when I like sort of rolled the balls and then held the charm, you know, to add the other details, then they all got squished, so you can kind of see that they're all really squished together. And then here in comparison, this is the new little sheep. So this one actually turned out like a lot more sort of chubby than the old one, which is much longer, but I guess that doesn't really matter. So this time I've actually added a little kawaii like smiley face using brown clay, and the overall colours on this charm are a lot more pastel as well. Like I used a more pastel grey, and same with like the face details as well. This is more like a darker tan, and then I think I used maybe like ecru mixed with white for this one. So of course you can see here on the body that the little balls of clay that I made for the wool are a lot more even, and they're also not squished as well, so I guess I am a lot more gentle when I'm trying to like handle clay, I guess. That's just what those two look like, and I am actually really happy with how the new one turned out. Next up, I decided to remake a Choc Mint cupcake charm. So this one here on the left is the older one, and I'll just kind of show you up close. I did make the base on this one by hand, so I didn't use a mold, but as you can see, you know, it's a little bit uneven. And then the icing on top, you can kind of tell that it got a bit soft, and you know, I've like squished it in places while handling it. And then the little chocolate chips, I've just kind of added like little balls of clay like all over it. So it's not actually too bad, but here you can see my improvement. So this one overall is like a lot more neater. I did actually use on the new one a cupcake base mold, which I wasn't going to do because I wanted to kind of like compare my different handmade ones now, but I actually forgot. So that's why I used a mold instead of handmade it. But the icing on this one is a lot more neater, and I used my piping tip. I did decide to use the same color green as I did on the old one, and then of course with the little pieces of chocolate on the new one, I've actually shaped them like little pieces of chocolate rather than just little balls all over the outside. For my next older creation, I have this little puppy charm, and I probably made this again in my first year of polymer clay, which was 2012. So basically it's just this little white dog, and then it has some patches of brown on it, so near the eye and the ears and then the little tail. So I personally don't think this charm is actually too bad. Like, most of the details are fine. It doesn't really have too many fingerprints or anything, and yeah, I guess like some of the shaping could be a bit better, and I knew that I would be able to improve it. So if I was to make a puppy charm now, this is how I would make it. And I know it does look like a bit different to the old one, but this is just to show how my style's changed. So of course I made a little kawaii puppy, but again I decided to keep it a white puppy with the little brown patches on it. And on the new one I actually added a little collar as well. So here you can see like the new one is a lot more clean in colour, particularly compared to the old one, and of course like the details are shaped more neatly, like the ears and then of course the little legs. Next up I have this little dessert creation, and this is meant to be like a little waffle cone bowl, and then on the inside it's got strawberry swirled ice cream with some strawberry pieces on top. Here's just a little closer look at the older one. So as you can see, the texture is okay, but you know, it's not the neatest. And then on top, I do think that everything just kind of looks like it's a bit mashed together. That being said, I'm not quite as happy as I probably should be with the newer one. I'm not quite sure, you know, if I like it more than the old one. Anyway, so this is what the new one looks like, and as you can see I have gone for a more pastel kind of theme. I do know that like the details are much neater, and of course this one's got shading, but overall I don't know if I'm very happy with the new one. So here's what they look like side by side. On the new one, I do like that I added like actual scoops of ice cream and textured those, but I also added some like pink strawberry drizzle, and then for the actual strawberries on top I used some cane slices, so I've got like 2 there, and then I also cut some up and sprinkled them over top. And like I said before, I do like the new one, but I don't know if I love it as much as I probably could. So I might try and remake this one again. I'm not sure. I'll see how I go. And then the very last remake comparison I have to show you today is on this like little snow leopard charm. So this here is the old one, which I do actually really like. I remember when I made this probably in 2013. I was super happy with the way it turned out. So I made this with white clay, and then I added some black chalk pastel shavings to add the colour, and then I painted on the little spots with acrylic paint once it had been baked. So that's exactly what I did with the new one. And then this is what my new little snow leopard looks like, and I really love the way that this turned out. I do think that the overall design and colour is a lot cleaner than the old one. And of course there are extra details and they're more precise, I guess. So here you can see with the face how it's gotten a lot neater. And then of course with the color as well. This one, the black kind of stained the parts that I wanted white, but then on this one I was able to easily keep the parts that I wanted white, actually like keep them white. And then of course the little legs have some more detail. And then this is just what the back looks like with the little spots. The new one actually did turn out a lot darker, so it is a little bit harder to see the black painted acrylic spots. But compared to this one, which has turned like really dull and kind of like almost a little bit sticky over time, I know that the new one will stay nice and shiny and fresh looking because I used UV resin. So there's those snow leopard charms, and I think this is probably my favorite remake out of all the charms in this video. And then that is all the charms that I have to show you today. Let me know down in the comments which charm you think I improved on the most. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!